Do 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 do. Dun 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 dun. I know I'm being ridiculous. Crosswords today. Catching up in my reading. Uh, Writing lots. So how are y'all today? I am playing around with some of my poetry. It's just been a really good day. And let me just say, when we have those good days, and the night before, let's just say, the night before we have these expectations of how something may or may not turn out. And it kept me up all night. Kept pounding into my head because I knew I was going to have a visitor. And to say, kind of anonymous or whatever, respectfully, very close. And I had a little anxiousness because I knew there were some things I wanted to get off me. I don't do well at all with open-ended stuff. And it's been brewing. Let's just say that I had a real focus. And it absolutely didn't even go any way I even thought. I mean, from the very minute that I just happened to step outside, kind of walk, little breeze, nice sun out here today, enjoying it before, the winter decides to really kick in. And I look up, and lo and behold, is the vehicle. And I see it. And I'm like, oh, God. You'd think. So, truck pulls up, gets out, has donuts, has me some iced tea from my favorite tea shop. And then I immediately was admiring the vehicle, saying how proud, you came such a long way. It's just so beautiful. It just stacked. And the next thing I know, not one, not two, but three. And we're in the living room. And all adult, no interruption by cats, dogs, toddlers, kids, or even phones going off. It's a rare thing to communicate to people that you can talk, bring up, maybe even pull some old stuff out, and it doesn't escalate. And there's no finger pointing. There's no this resolution across the board. And I know it's killing y'all, maybe. Who knows? But those who know what I'm talking about. It's kind of like I don't know if anybody's familiar with what an empath is. And I may have mentioned before, I don't know. My short-term memory sucks sometimes. But in the last 2 weeks, I have had my grandson and my oldest daughter walking out my front door. They were standing in the driveway. And I've never heard of this. Just letting y'all know. And all of a sudden, there's this rustling of feathers. And I don't mean just like, I'm talking heavy. And then the swoop sound and a screech. And the thing is, there's two. And they're both red-tailed hawks, full grown. My little 2-year-old grandson, nah, I think it was something nearby, whatever. But that's not it. That's not even it. Going back up, there's 3 more in the sky I have never seen in southeast Texas. And I'm talking, I'm very aware of nature. I'm very aware in my botany. I'm very aware of the type of trees, that type of stuff. I'm just that person. Because I have, since a child, loved nature. And I did not know they call a group of red-tailed hawks a kettle. Okay, I don't know. I'm sure it's Old English, Latin, whatever. I don't know, not Latin, but I just know that, you got murder for crows and pods for whales, and we could beat that up all day long. But the thing is, it was the fact they were together. Now, my spirit animal, whatever term you want to use, but something that I've attached to, or something that I've always said, if I could fly, I'd want to be a raptor and a red-tailed hawk. They're so unique and beautiful. And the whole thing that I read just blew me out of the water. So we live and learn. I'm not done. About 5 days later, I walk out the front door. You've seen how my concrete path goes as you walk. 10 steps up, there is a dead owl. And I mean, it's just splayed, neck turned, and absolutely stunning. It's a barn owl. And the most beautiful, gorgeous. I've not been able to ever see one that I can look at up close and personal and see all the details. And it broke my heart because it was still warm. And I got this feeling. And I knew my cat wouldn't have stood a chance. I have an outdoor one named Poe. And he's my little panther. But, no. No. I'm just thinking that, maybe a whoopsie. I don't know. Like banged into... Didn't hear anything. I don't ignore signs, symbols, things in reference like that. I just don't. I pay homage to those things. I go, okay. So, wrapped up in linen, I got a few feathers, for my own purposes, for when I do saging and that type of stuff. It has just been a gasping and sit and just think. And, I am a reflector. I have no problem thinking about, pondering about, breaking it down. I'm a Virgo. I am a meticulous, things in their place. I'm going to look at it till you can't look at it no more. So that being said, with after today, and there's some little things in between, that all it did, well, as it accumulated, I was preparing myself, because I knew something. There's an old wives' tale that if an owl, as you're stepping out the door, flies over you, that death is coming. Now, I'm not a believer, but I've always had a inclination to say, in all these old wives' tales, got to be truth in some of them. Now, some of them are absolutely insane. Now, as far as uh, what you might have grown up with, what people say, the evil eye, the old hole, whatever, there are some things that I'm very leery of negative energies. I'm very leery of when they bounce off people. I can feel them in a heartbeat. I can look at somebody and read them in 5 seconds. You can't lie to me. It's impossible. I actually, I mean, let me tell you a story. I'm not going to keep you real long today because I'm rambling. And so what? When I worked at a women's prison, I had been there maybe 2 months. And the company that I worked for was Phoenix House. They came out of New York City. So they came down here to do a pilot program. Pilot meaning it's brand new. They wrote this contract up pretty much to start this new program. And it's a 364-day drug and alcohol. And it's not just that. Because today people say rehab. And that word and that term goes way back. And I hate that it got picked up. And I hate that it's drug out as far and long as it has, because it's not. It's treatment. And it's clinical treatment. Rehabilitation is just a term that I think is overused. And I hate that it's back, even though I love my Amy Winehouse. So with that said, these were different than my southern counselors. These were hardcore. The other half actually came from Los Angeles, because the poor things, they're pulling up to come where the prison's at, and the poor things see, I don't want to say guards, damn it, they don't like to call COs, the correction officers, on horses, rifles on their hips, mirrored sunglasses like Buford Pusser, okay? Look that up. I had one of the counselors that started just going, oh my God, what if, are they going to shoot somebody? I go, no, here's, no, I'm digressing. So I go to this staff meeting, and I sit down, next to me is the program director, across from her is the assistant, and kind of catty-cornered is who will eventually be not only my mentor, they all do, but my direct supervisor. Now, as someone's talking, I can start getting this, I feel like the atmosphere around me is hazy. And I even think that my ears are ringing, but they're not. It's different. It's fuzzy. And as it goes, I felt this tug. And the woman next to me, she leans over, and she goes, quit drawing energy from me. Knock it off. And I go, what? And I turn, and I see the other person looking at me, and they smile. I turn my head again, because I'm still feeling like totally encompassed by whatever this is. And I feel like at this point, it's just us, not the rest of the 20 other staff members that's in there. And they're talking. They're giving whatever BS lecture, whatever they're talking. And I look at another one, and he nods. The finish of a staff meeting, and I go to stand up, and she kind of gets my arm because I'm still taken aback. And as I walk out, she goes, who's Joey? And I said, well, I don't know directly, but the only Joey was my dad's brother. And my grandma called him that. Nobody else called him that but my grandma. And she said, well, just letting you know that he wants to make amends. My dad's brother, who was 15 years younger, was a heroin addict. I have to be real careful as I do this, because I don't want to offend or do any harm. by saying things about those who are deceased, because when you talk nasty about people that's not here, regardless of what it is, I've always felt like if they can't, there's no rhetorical, they can't stick. I'm not going to say something other than I'm going to get with him tonight. I'm going to get my meditations and my prayer, or how I go about the end of my day. My journey just started, because when you're in a facility filled with 2,500 women, and they have what they call a therapeutic community, and I've seen there's 3 pods, A, B, C, and each one has so many, and every morning when the sun would come up, they march, because part of their program was them leading. So they're marching and they're singing, and they come, and I can't tell you, because I'm seeing these white cranes, because there's rice fields, and they're my entire world, not because I had counseled, had caseloads, I was seasoned. This was entirely different, because it took a part of me that I had never talked about, that I'd always known things, that I always had a connection without knowing what that connection was. I just know it's there. I have this complete, yes, my faith can be a mustard seed sometimes. But the thing of it is, in talking about even today, that when I get those moments, and when those things happen, and when people like that cross my path, whether it's short term or it stays long, because I am so blessed today, because I have 2 very dear friends that I've had for almost 40 years. And we've been through, we can go through, we have. Because it was the next day that one of them left a journal on my porch. She'd been thinking about me, but it wasn't just any journal. It's about that thick. It stained what they do with tea. She wrote in there about my being her sister, and she couldn't have given it to me at the most perfect time. My other friend, each of the relationships we have with people, I don't know for you, but for me, they're unique to who they are to me, vice versa. The one commonality, of course, is honesty, trust, loyalty. And the majority of my friends, I lost young in life. And I lost them tragically. And I lost them back to back to back. And it was difficult for me to form, because I felt like there was something about me that I had to have done something wrong. I didn't deserve. And those kind of thoughts are what has kept me in the dark. And today, I'm in the light. Today, I'm loved. I'm valued. I'm trusted. I'm gifted. And I hope, as the holiday season, because see, for me, it should happen every day. It shouldn't be a commercialized, you get a vacation. These are things random presents. A tea that I adore. Can't put a price on it. With that being said, I hope you have a blessed day. We'll get back again. Back Monday coming up. I'll catch up because I got some more stuff. Okay? Know that you're loved. Okay?